Hi and welcome back to the channel. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know I do lots of different videos across various different gaming systems and other things, of course. So today we are looking at Kill Team. I've wanted to get into Kill Team for a while. Never played it before, but it's a Games Workshop game and I like the minis. So today is going to be an army showcase of the starter set, of just the Ultramarine side of the starter set that you can buy from Games Workshop. I purchased this and I've painted up all the Ultramarines, and I'll just talk you through all of the pieces in that. You basically get 7 figures for the Ultramarines. They're all different characters, whereas opposed to Games Workshop's 40k, for example, you'd buy a box of Intercessors. This one's that they're all separate. So there's loads of videos on YouTube about the starter set, so if you want to go and check them out on other channels, by all means do. This is purely my showcase of what I've done today, or at the moment. So here we go. We'll start off with the leader, the big boy, if you like. He's the captain, and you can see there I've done him in the classic Ultramarine style. You can paint them in however you want, but I've chosen to go Ultramarines. I'll put all these on the turntable at the end so you can see them all individually or as a group. But this is just basically what I've done with him. Basic sort of paint job that you can see from the Ultramarines. This one's got a red cloak with a cream lining. I thought I'd go with that. The box doesn't come with any decals, which is a bit of a shame. But however, I've hand painted the Ultramarine symbol on the front. And then at some point I may well do the shoulder pauldrons. But we'll see how I go with that. The bases come pre-moulded, which are quite nice, and I've hand painted the helmet. Whether this is accurate or not, I don't know, because I don't know much about the iconography and the heraldry, so I'm sure there's many of you out there that will know, so by all means make a comment. I don't mind. I tried to go for a sort of weathered look on the pouches. If you see there on the pistol pouch, it's a bit of a weathered look on there, a bit of a worn leather. So that's the captain. Let's put him out of the way. Next one up we're going to look at is the sniper. Now this guy has a hooded head. He's carrying a sniper's rifle. And the base is quite nice, scenic base. You get a little device down there. I'm not sure what that's called. I'm sure some of you in there will know. And then I've tried to do what they call a chameleon cloak, which there's loads of videos online that show you how to do that, but this is my version of it. And it kind of like just depicts the cloak changing from a camouflage pattern, which I've done on it, down to a more earthy looking pattern, which fits in with the base. You can see that. So that's the sniper. Pretty straightforward guy. Little glow on the scope. Next up we have the heavy intercessor gunner. So this is a heavy bolter basically, I believe, and the guy's got something called Gravis armor on, which I believe makes them more stable in, I think they play in the game Marine 2, Space Marine 2. I think they lock themselves into the ground or whatever they're standing on to give them a more secure firing platform. But this guy's going to lay down some heavy fire, I would imagine, in the game. Not learnt how to do it yet, but looking pretty good. Comes with slightly chunkier armour. Like I said, it's called Gravis armour. Backpack details. More sort of like leather pouches that have been worn and faded. There's that guy. Next up we have the sergeant. Again, I don't know much about the iconography and whatnot, but I do believe that the sergeants have a red helmet. So he's got that. Again, basic Macragge blue with your various highlights on there. He has a bolt gun, I believe. Yeah, he's reloading it. And again, done some weathering on the strap. Pouches. and what have you. He's got a little emblem down there in silver, and I did his arms. Okay, so that's the sergeant. Next up we have an assault intercessor. Now this guy has a chainsword, as you can see, and I've painted that very similar. I found a YouTube tutorial on how to paint a chainsword, liked it, did my take on it. So you can see it's got some heavy weathering on that, some chipping effects and some shading effects on that. Again, he's got a lovely little emblem thing there that he's carrying around. And he's got a set of rosary beads or something wrapped around his arm and onto the pistol that he's got. Again, weathering on the pouch. And this guy hasn't got a helmet on. I went for the bareheaded look because I thought he looked quite cool. I am no expert painter, by the way, so you'll have to accept that. So the next one up is just a normal intercessor, I believe. And this guy is carrying an automatic bolt gun, I think it's called that, I'm not sure. It's got a big magazine on the bottom. Each weapon has a different rule, so you can have, like, I think bolt guns come as stalker bolt guns and various other depictions, but they all have different abilities in game, I believe. This is guy again, weathering on the pouches. Bolt gun, okay. And then finally up we have a grenadier assault, a grenadier intercessor. So this guy's throwing a hand grenade, or in this case I've made it a smoke grenade. So I've tried to do the red smoke effects on it, which you can see as I turn it. And this guy has got a stalker bolt. I believe it's got the scope on it. It has a different ability, like I've said. Weathering on the pouches, backpack. So you can see here I've tried to do a faded look where the smoke's turning from red into white. You can take smoke grenades in the game, as you can normal grenades, but I wanted to depict this guy as throwing a smoke because it's got a trail of smoke on it, moulded on. So I've tried to do that. Okay, like I said, I'm going to put these on the turntable so you can have a better look. Hope you've liked it, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything, it's just like following someone on Facebook or whatever. Do that, I'll be massively grateful for that because it will certainly help the channel. If you do like the content, I'll try and do some more as we go. I'm not a quick painter, I have to say, but what I do I like. So the next ones up are Plague Marines, which are already underway. So when they're finished, I'll do a similar video to this. Again, thanks for watching, enjoy the turntable.